Today I would like to introduce different approaches to relaxation training in dogs and how effective they are in different contexts. What sparked my interest was a study I published last year in which I investigated the effectiveness, according to the owners, of different treatments for firework fears in dogs. And relaxation training turned out to be among the most effective treatments, with 69% of owners who had used this type of training reporting it to have helped their dogs. There are many ways of relaxation training in dogs. In the German-speaking world, very often classical conditioning is used, which is referred to as conditioned relaxation. Otherwise, there are a variety of operant approaches as well. One of the most common techniques is mat training, but also biofeedback, isometric exercises, or teaching dogs to increase and decrease their arousal in the context of toy play. In German-speaking countries, the conditioned relaxation after Ute Blaschke-Berthold is most frequently used. Starting in a relaxed environment, relaxation could be induced, for example, by massage or petting. Once a relaxation can be induced reliably, this can then be paired with a relaxation signal. With possible signals include a word, a mat or blanket, a scent, music, or the relaxer dog. The relaxer dog is a little music recorder which plays sounds that are believed to be relaxing for dogs, and it's quite popular in German-speaking countries. After successful conditioning, such a relaxation signal can be used to lower arousal also in stressful situations. What is important with classically conditioned signals that they require regular recharging in non-stress situations. Otherwise, the association with relaxation will of course weaken and at some point become extinct. An alternative way of classically conditioning relaxation could be to add a signal when the dog is relaxed anyway, for example at bedtime. Here you see an example of the effect of a classically conditioned relaxation signal.
Relax. 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 Relax.
There are also many ways of operant conditioning of relaxation. One of the most important strategies is to reinforce the dog when it's displaying spontaneously relaxed behavior, such as when it's chilling at home, the owner could just put a treat between their paws. Often, behaviors that are consistent with relaxation are strategically reinforced. These could include putting the head down, shifting the weight to the hip, stopping panting, or stopping tail wagging. Very commonly, dogs are trained to relax on a mat, which can be done via classical conditioning, but most often via operant conditioning. Some people use a clicker or marker signal for the purpose, others don't. Some use a marker that's specific for calm behaviors. Sometimes it's recommended that the owner focuses elsewhere, not on the dog, so as not to create an expectation or too much expectation in the dog. It's also sometimes recommended to especially reward disengagement, so when the dog turns his head away or puts the head down, because we do not want to condition a high expectancy in the dog. The relaxation protocol after care and overall consists of gradual training of a sit-stay for 15 seconds, after which 15 task sets can be trained. And these consist of various distractions which are gradually introduced, such as clapping the hands, the owner walking backwards, then proceeding to jogging, walking a semicircle or circle around the dog, touching the door handle, then starting to open the door, to leaving the room, going out of sight, and introducing other arousing stimuli such as soft knocking, ringing the doorbell, and saying hello. Karen Overall also developed a really cool protocol teaching dogs to take a deep breath, but since this was not used much in the current study, I won't go into more detail. So in our study, we published an online questionnaire which received 223 responses, including German and English responses. Regarding to the type of protocol that was used, that was quite different for the two languages. 2/3 of German-speaking responses used the classically conditioned protocol after Ute Blaschke-Berthold, while almost half of the English respondents used Karen Overall's protocol. And in both countries, MAD training was very, very common. We also asked whether relaxation was trained using operant conditioning, and this was the case for about half of respondents. Another question was, how was relaxation induced? And you see many options here. We analyzed this using a categorical principal components analysis, which yielded 3 factors. The factors are characterized by 3 colors, and loadings of the individual variables over 0.4 are designated by solid lines, while negative loadings are designated by the dotted lines. So MAD training and rewards for relaxation or for going to the MAD all load together on the purple component. One component in red was using of petting or massage to induce relaxation, which was negatively associated with ignoring the dog. And the third component consisted of waiting for spontaneous relaxation, which was negatively associated with holding the dog until it was still. We then asked which stimuli were associated with relaxation through training. Most commonly a word was used, and very frequently also petting or massage. Other owners used a mat or dog bed or an object, and some owners used music, scent, or the relaxed dog. Finally, we asked whether owners rewarded relaxed behavior. 22% of owners said no. Of the remaining owners, praise was most frequently used by 89%. Also, petting and attention was frequently used as a reward. Food was used by 65% of owners, and in the PCA this was associated either with a general clicker and marker or with a specific clicker or marker. More rarely, play or release of pressure were also used. In this graph, you see the proportion of owners who found relaxation training to be effective, partially effective, or not effective in a variety of contexts. So the dark blue refers to effective, light blue refers to partly effective, and red refers to not effective. Overall, the reported success rates were very high, and they were highest for training for general manners if you just look at the darker blue, followed by hyperactivity, a generally high stress level, and aggression towards people. Effectiveness was somehow lower for fear of people, reactivity to moving stimuli, and even lower for fear of dogs, aggression towards dogs, separation problems, and noise fear. However, if you add this up with the partly effective ratings, then for all contexts investigated, the reported effectiveness is very high. We were interested whether the different training approaches might differ in their effectiveness. For this purpose, we created a training success score. Since not all owners used relaxation training in all the contexts, we decided to use only the 2 contexts where we had the fewest missing values, and these were a generally high stress level and hyperactivity. Based on this, we generated a 1-0 score, so effective or not effective. We then calculated binomial models, which resulted in no significant association between this training success score and either use of operant or classical conditioning, or the principal components describing methods to elicit relaxation, nor with principal components describing how relaxation was rewarded. Of course, we need to consider that we had a selection bias, since people who had success with relaxation training were more likely to respond to our questionnaire. Furthermore, only 42% of our respondents were dog owners or normal dog owners, but 45% were dog trainers or behaviorists, and 13% were other professionals. So most likely our success rates were overestimated. But if we want to gauge the extent of overestimation, we can compare the result from this study with the noise fear result from the 2020 study. So in the current study, 41% of owners considered relaxation training effective for noise fears, and 44% considered it partly effective. So in total, 85% observed some effectiveness. In comparison, in 2020, the firework paper found 69% effectiveness and there was no partly effective. So around 15% higher effectiveness was found in the current study. Still, even if we did overestimate effectiveness, a relaxation training is an effective tool in dog behavior modification. As also found in another study which has come out since I conducted the study, Dinwoody et al. Observed that utilization of relaxation protocols resulted in almost 2 times the odds of a positive response to treatment for overall aggression. As far as we can tell from the current data, both operant and classically conditioned relaxation training seem to be effective. Thank you.